say Florida high school football is a way of life down here.
It is truly the king of athletic experiences here in South Florida. People are incredibly passionate about it. Whether or not your team wins or loses, people are coming to support you. And so it truly does bring an entire community together.
I had an opportunity to travel through a lot of states in our great country. The difference between Florida, Texas, and some of these other states is they have spring football. A lot of states don't. The difference between what sets the student athletes apart in Florida is that they're hungry.
Well, obviously Florida football is just better than every other state. I just gotta go out and say that.
High school football in Florida, it boils down to most of the coaches are average coaches, and they got really good players. But in this state, the head football coach isn't necessarily a prized commodity. It's a stipend position, whereas if you go to California, you go to Georgia, you go to Alabama, you go to Texas, that's its own position. I mean, how many head coaches are honestly the director of the STEM program at their high school as well?
The players in the state of Florida are playing for their future.
Show me your checkbook and show me your calendar, and I can find out what's important to you.
If anyone can go out there and practice in April when it's 95 degrees, okay, and it's 85% humidity and still going hard, I mean, that's training. That's training the body, that's training the mind, and that's training the soul.
There's just that aspect of being out there in the hot sun that the teams up north don't really get to experience.
Let's get the reps.
All right. Hurry up.
It's more draining, you always sweat with your brothers, everything like that. It just creates a different caliber of player.
Well, I think football, it's one thing, it's the manliest game in the world. So I think that it teaches you a lot about life, teaches you how to be a hard worker and get through something hard, and helps you with teamwork because you have all your teammates together and you guys figure out hard problems like defeating the other team and getting through hard struggles like day-to-day practice, stuff like that. So I chose football because it's just a manly game that helps you get through life.
We are a small school. And we do have just wonderful challenges that come along with being a small school, particularly in a large number game like the game of football when you need tons of bodies.
In fact, when I came, that was a goal in terms of setting up rehearsal schedule, was to make sure that we weren't rehearsing so much that you either had to be in band or not, so that you could do other activities, sports or whatever, go to NHS meetings or whatever, whatever other activities the kids may have.
I'm a firm believer of, in high school, you should do as much as you can. Treat it as a buffet. You wouldn't go to your favorite buffet restaurant and just have a carrot. You're gonna have a little bit of everything. So I would like to see the kids participate in a fall sport, winter and spring.
I see a lot of my cheerleaders that do things that I never dreamed of doing in high school. The to-do list they have for the day is extreme, but I do think they're involved. Being leaders of the school would mean they have to be involved, so I'm proud of them every day to hear what they've done and the things that they've accomplished in one day.
It's the good and the bad of the King's Academy is we're really good, in my opinion, in a lot of things. So these kids are torn at what to choose. So, in an analogy of fishing, we got a bunch of people fishing the same fish, and there's only so many fish to go around, so the numbers is our biggest problem.
Our school is not big in terms of numbers, and when you have a small group of students, you have to share. Or you don't do it to your detriment because kids want to do things. And so we make room for them to do things.
We've got a football program full of great kids that really everyone here at the King's Academy wants a piece of. They want those kids in their programs, whether it's our Key Club or our National Honor Society or our AP courses or multi-sport athletes. these young men are figuring out how to make a lot of people happy, which is unusual because excellence requires commitment. And so for these boys to be pulled a little thin and figure out how to balance that so that our excellent commitment remains intact, so that we can put a quality product on the field every Friday night and be involved in all these other things that really young people should have an opportunity to be involved in a school like King's, that's been a hurdle.
The main thing is communication between the coaches. I mean, if everyone's on the same page and understand that the student athlete comes first, and allow them to give it their all and not be pressured about getting ready for another sport or another venture in their life. So the most important thing to me is for these student athletes is that they enjoy it. And if they're enjoying it, time's gonna go by so fast, it's gonna be off to the next sport.
I play football for the King's Academy, and I also run track and play basketball.
Other than football, I do track, and I also am in the dance program.
It's busy, but I love all my sports and I love all my coaches.
First, it was a different experience for me getting here, coming from college, because when you're on defense, when you stop them and you come off, you have a chance to talk to your players. But because of our numbers and because we use the same 18 guys for all 3 phases, I don't really have a chance to talk to them until halftime. So that was always a challenge. I laugh with Coach Allen about it. Reminds me of arena football. You know, you really don't have a chance to sit down and talk to the kids. But at the same time, that forced me to be simple.
Obviously, we can't recruit or get like the big bodies per se. But that doesn't really outweigh as much as the advantages that the coaches can like speak with us on a spiritual level, develop us as a man.
I mean, disadvantage obviously is a smaller school, so I mean, a lot of players go both ways. So I mean, it's obviously a disadvantage because we only have maybe 150 kids per grade. So a public school would have like 400 per grade possibly. Advantages, I mean, our school puts a lot of money and time into our program. So we have like we're filming practice right now. We have a drone, we film practice. Our weight room, it's a lot better than any other weight room in high school. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're a small school, but I think playing as a team, if you have 11 guys plus the people who aren't even on the field sometimes, if we all play as a team, I think it doesn't matter how many kids you have on the football field, you know, or on a team.
And then the final hurdle would be really just creating a sense of respect in the community, that this is a very legitimate thing going on. And that really takes a lot of time.
Most teams, when they see that we're a small Christian school, they look down on us and they think, you know, we're not going to be any good, and like, oh, that's a small Christian school, they're not going to have good players. And so when they come in to play us, they're like, oh, it's going to be an easy game. And then we come up during the fourth quarter, look at the scoreboard, and we're up like by 40 points. And so they're like, wow. So it's a shock.
That's exciting to see our kids persevere through the lack of depth, the lack of size, and the lack of, you know, having any external support helping the program other than, you know, the group of kids that show up in the locker room every day. So.
Let's go, sit up, come on.
Here's what matters. We got to come out and be a team. Be the most excited team player. Be the best at our job. That's it. Be a team. Be the most excited team. Be the best at our jobs. You understand me? Yes, sir. Comes down to that. Trust your training. Trust your training. You guys are ready. Be the best at your job. If your job's running water out, be the best. If your job's filming, be the best. If your job's yelling run pass, be the best. If your job's stuffing the A gap, be the best. Everybody has a crucial role tonight for this football team. Do your job. Look around real quick. This is the only group I'm concerned about. You understand? It's us against everybody else. Those 5 officials, all the Gulliver Prep guys, all the distractions in the stands. You're not playing for anybody but the people in this room. You're playing for your brothers left and right. You're playing for our team, our family. You understand? You're going to get hot. You're going to get tired. You're going to get banged up. But you're going to have to go just one more. You're just going to have to go just one more. And as in the famous words of Jeremiah, let's play all night.
As fans, as parents, We only get to see a small snippet of what the preparation is like throughout the course of the season and even in the off season. Our kids are lifting heavily. Our coaches are involved with that. Our kids are training during the summer. Our coaches are involved with that. So we know the success of the program is not just by happen chance, but it's because a lot of structured development and program development have occurred, and that's under the leadership of our coaches who've done a great job.
And the pass, number 20, Ryan Kingman, is complete, bringing up a first down for the Lions. Quarterback Justin McKeith.
To be a cheerleader, they have a lot of expectation. Expectation at practice would be to even make sure that they come in the correct practice wear, from bow to toe, as we say it in cheerleading. You know, and being a leader, number one, from the minute you walk in the door, what you're wearing, to the way that you act, to your being on time for practice, to knowing your cheers and knowing your material before you get to practice, so that we come to practice and we can actually work on what we need to work on, not backtrack and work on things that they should have already known. So being a cheerleader is a leader on and off the field.
Christina has been a joy to work with as our head fall football cheerleading coach. She is really all about developing a mentality of servant leadership in the girls and school spirit.
I don't know why, but I've established this absolute love and obsession for football, so it's really cool for me and I love it.
I still can't hear you. More.
Here's what I do really admire about Keith. Number one, he's straightforward, not in a rude way, but he's really easy to read. The other thing I like about Keith is he's very no nonsense. Again, he's straight to the point. It's very, very simple for him. He's an intelligent guy by the fact that he leads our engineering program here at the Kings Academy.
Coach Allen's a winner. Coach Allen wins in everything he does. He wins as a teacher, and as a husband, and as a coach, as a father. Everything he does, he's a winner. And so he translates that to the football field. He helps us win games, and he's the one who made our football team successful in the way it is now. And so I love him because he's just a winner. He teaches us how to win in life and everything we do. So that's the coach he is.
Can't doubt him. He is always right. And if we listen to him, we win games, and obviously it's working.
Hey, block right, block right, block right. Hurry, hurry, hurry. You have got to stay on the left side of the dude, man. Ace left again. Now let's go 51 fast. 51 fast. On one-on-one, ready?
Coach Allen is very structured. He's very organized. He's brought the cerebral part of football to our kids. I don't know that there's a coach in Florida that pays more attention to film and preparation than he does. I don't know how many hours he stays up at night breaking down film. I don't know if the guy sleeps.
But I would really describe him as an academic coach. He game plans well and then spends the entire week implementing the game plan, and then on Friday night sticks with the game plan. Now we're blessed to have someone like Keith and then his defensive coordinator Ronnie Lee. Their experience in the game of football is incredible, and so they have an incredible catalog to rely on. So I'm sure on game night they're making a tremendous amount of adjustments that they didn't necessarily plan for. But what they're benefiting from there and what we're benefiting from is their tremendous history with the game of football. They've just seen it so many different ways that they've pretty much got 3 answers for every problem they come across on game night.
Drive! That feel different? Inside. Backs away, deny 2, right? The right to go inside. That's why we talk about deny the inside release of 2. How do you do that? With your body being square. See it, and react to it.
Teams don't have coaches like we have, and so being smart players through our coaches helps us win games, because you can have fast, strong players all you want, but if they don't know the game of football, then you can't really play.
Every day except for Wednesdays, we go in, we watch 45 minutes to an hour worth of film, and then we don't watch it, we actually study it, as Coach Lee would say.
We use film, so we film practice, and we watch practice every day before we go out to practice. And we study the film to see what we can do to get better. So we see our mistakes in practice to see what we need to perfect. We use the word study. We don't watch film. We study film, because people watch it. That's just watching like TV. But studying is actually like looking into your opponent.
We want to teach them the game, and as they study the film, not watch the film. You watch TV. You study the film, and when they're on the field, if you're walking, you're wrong. So we always want to keep the body in motion on the field, keep the mind in motion in the classroom.
I use the term football savviness. Coach Lee talks about football IQ. When we got here, we had to teach our kids what the hashes were, where the numbers were, the width of a football field, so we could talk about these areas of a football field, because when you play a game, one of the first things you should do is know all the rules.
They weren't focused at the task at hand last week, but I can guarantee you their players and coaches are going to be ultra focused this week. So it's going to take all of us to do our job. Does everybody understand me on that? Right now, can you guys tell me which way we called it? Red. All right, left in. Who do I block? Two. What was my technique? Rip and run.
So we spend a ton of time creating scouting reports, studying film, giving our kids all the tools they need.
I cannot rip and run them anymore. So do I just give up and let them block the kick? What should I do? Run them to the shield.
We truly believe in, if we're not going to be the biggest team, we're not going to be the most athletic team, we've got to be the best coach team, and we've got to be the most prepared team. This year has been a lot of fun to coach offensively, because I can pull a couple of offensive linemen, the running back and the quarterback and a receiver, and say, what's working, what's not. And obviously as the coach I already have a kind of idea what I want to do, but I can listen to them. And what's really fun is they're saying the things that I'm thinking. So we're getting to being on the same page, and that has to do with the film study, and that has to do with the meeting time, that has to do with it. Because we're not the biggest team, but we better be the best coach team, and that falls on us.
Hey, you ready? Yes, you ready? Yes, sir. Let's go now. Let's go. Let's go.